Okay. Hopefully folks can see my
Yes,
screen.
we can see it. Thank you. Please take it away. Thanks.
Okay, awesome. Hi everyone. As Dominica said, my name is Zhenya Peterson. I
I
work in
apologize, Zhenya. Yes, I'm
it's
so sorry about that.
it's all good. Or I go by Z. All used to it, all good. Um, so I am with the Civil Rights Office in the Department of Transportation. And I'm really excited to be here. It is my first time officially presenting my new role as the program manager. So bear with me. I also want to say that unfortunately my presentation is not that long, but hopefully maybe folks will ask me questions. But yeah, I'm going to jump right in. So Civil Rights Office, why is it in the Department of Transportation? What's up with that? So since the Civil Rights Act of 1964, the federal government has stated that no one shall be discriminated based on race, color, national origin, sex, age, or disability, regardless of the federal funding source. To comply with this law, every state, including the territories, have a civil rights office in their Department of Transportation. So Alaska's mission is to keep Alaska moving through service and infrastructure. And our vision is to ensure that transportation services are provided in a non-discriminatory manner. We have several programs in our office, and I'm going to go over those in just a moment. But I wanted to show kind of where do we live in the state of Alaska world. So here's the state of Alaska, and then here's the Department of Transportation and Public Facilities. And then the division that we're under is the Statewide Design and Engineering Services. And our office is inside the uh, Statewide Design and Engineering Services. So if you were to look us up on the hierarchy, that's where we live. So what are some of the programs? So our biggest program that we talk about fairly often is the Disadvantaged Business Enterprise Program. And then we have the on-the-job training program, which is what I'll be talking primarily about today. And then we have the Americans with Disabilities Act, the ADA folks, and the Title VI folks in our office. So our programs include the Disadvantaged Business Enterprise Program, or we call it the DBE program. The primary goal of this program is to ensure that small businesses owned that are owned by socially and economically disadvantaged individuals have the same opportunity to compete for federally funded transportation contracts. So meaning, we know the big construction companies in the state of Alaska, like QAP, Granite. Those are some of the big conglomeracy, basically, and for the most part, they're not even based in Alaska. They're international or throughout the world, throughout the United States. So they're huge companies, right? And so how can you compete when you're on the small mom pop owned shop in the state of Alaska, trying to compete with a bigger firm? So the DBE program was created. This program ensures that small and disadvantaged businesses have the same opportunity to compete for those construction projects at the same level as the bigger competitor. So in our office, the way that this program works, we have our certification compliance folks. They're the ones that go through all the paperwork and they admit the DBEs into the program. And then by the time they make it through the application process, they come to me. And in my office, in my role, I help them with the support services aspect, make sure that they understand how and where to bid, making sure that folks are bidding on projects that they're consistently working, and making sure that there is no discrimination or any other disregard to their small business status happening in the construction world or the bidding world. And then we have the on-the-job training program. So the on-the-job training program focuses on giving training opportunities to women and minority men in the apprenticeship fields. So just as we have the DBE program, making sure that small businesses are getting jobs, we have the folks that are considered minorities. And in our world, minority is a minority male or female. and making sure those folks are getting opportunities to work on construction jobs in the state of Alaska, and again, making sure that there's no discrimination involved. And then we have the ADA and Title VI folks, and a lot of times folks are familiar with this program more than they are familiar with other two. But essentially, we our Title VI and the ADA person make sure that there is no discrimination when it comes to folks with disabilities trying to navigate in the construction through construction zones or in the construction world. Anything dealing with accessibility and disability, that's what we focus on. And then we have the Title VI, so making sure that if there is discrimination involved, that we're addressing and making helping folks that are filing complaints go through the complaint process. Let's talk about the on-the-job training program. So our Department of Transportation has instituted the on-the-job training program as a condition continued funding of federal aid, which is FHWA construction projects. So as we know, and as mentioned earlier, historically, it has been recognized that there is a need that we need to train women and minority employees in the construction trades. One, to make sure that the work is fair and equitable and accessible to all, but also making sure that folks, it builds a legacy. We're making sure that folks are getting jobs, which leads to a more diverse work pool and just a better overall working environment. So as a result of FHWA and the Civil Rights Act, our state provides training to improve the skills of women and minorities so that they have the opportunity to access higher paying, skilled trade jobs and achieve journeyman status. And we, as I mentioned earlier, want to broaden the labor pool to meet the projected future labor needs in the construction industry. So how is the OJT program implemented? Does the implementation come from? Who oversees us? So as mentioned, it is FHWA with the U.S. Department of Transportation that oversees us. All of these authorities, if folks are interested in seeing if we say something that this is part of our program, it comes from one of these authorities. So that's how we're implementing the on-the-job training program. So what is our office responsibilities in the OJT world? So one, we want to make sure that we're disseminating all the information from the authorities set out by US DOT, that all the information is clear and concise on our websites and in our forms. And we also develop work statements and we submit them back to FHWA for approval and funding. We ensure that providers are achieving performance goals and the objectives. So those providers are the contractors. And we ensure that the support services providers are monitored by the state and FHWA division. So we do give financial reimbursement back to both the contractor and the employee of the program. And we collect data. We do a lot of data collection. There are a lot of reports that we submit back to FHWA in regards to the OJT program. So I wanted to kind of give another organizational chart to help oversee to help kind of visualize the information. So we have US DOT, and then the US DOT implements the programs in all the states and all the civil rights offices. And then from us, we have the contractors, the unions, and the apprenticeship programs. So the contractors are the ones that actually provide the trainings. They're the ones that actually provide the opportunity for the apprentice or the trainee to work for them. We do work with the unions. We make sure that they understand their responsibility and their role in the OJT program. And in general, we just have a really good relationships with our unions, with all the unions in the state. We want to make sure that they're well informed and we know what's going on in their world. And then we have the apprenticeship programs. Those are vital in the state of Alaska. Not only do they offer the training that then leads for the apprentice or trainee to work for our programs, But they're also doing it. There's many free classes. There are classes that you have to that you do get paid for. There are classes that you don't get paid for. They're amazing entities in the state of Alaska, and definitely encourage everybody to check more into your local apprenticeship program. And then the state of Alaska, we do answer to all three modes in the U.S. Department of Transportation. So we have our FHWA liaison, we have our FDA liaison, and we have our FAA liaison. We answer, in regards to the OJT program, we answer to all three, but in different ways. But they do oversee us, and we do have a really good working relationship with our federal partners. And then going back down to the contractor, there's two types of programs available in the OJT world. There's the apprentice or there's the trainee. Apprentice essentially means that the person went through the unions, is currently working in conjunction with union laws and is getting paid with benefits from the unions. A trainee is an employee working for a contractor directly. And those folks still get the same benefits, but the training aspects of their program are just built a little bit differently. And then going into some of our most popular trades in the OJT program, we have the carpenters, electricians, iron workers, operators, pile drivers, laborers, pipe fitters, and painters. And there's a lot more. There's some odd ones here and there that I see paperwork for sometimes, but the majority, the most popular ones that we see are iron workers, operators, and laborers. But thankfully, in the state of Alaska, we have so many thriving programs available, and we have folks that we can't even meet the demand for in the industries. So it's a good thing to hear. So why should your students join the construction industry? There are many benefits. I could talk about it all day, but the biggest one is the high wages and benefits. We have so many positions open. This year alone in the central region, our folks are being moved around from project to project, and they couldn't keep them there fast enough, and couldn't keep them. They were working consistently. Let's just say that. There's opportunities to grow. I'm always talking to folks on the ground when we're doing site visits, folks that if they're not interested in the current trade that they're in, they want to try a new trade. Or as folks are making to journeyman status, of course, they're growing in their responsibilities in their field and the wages. And of course, it builds a legacy. I mean, we're building Alaska, and that's extremely important. There's a lot more information on the really great website called We Build Alaska. I definitely encourage everybody to check it out. It's got great visuals. It's just a great website all around. And they do list economic information and facts daily, not daily, but often. they have them available on their website. So it's a really cool resource. So I'm not going to play this here, but on our website, we do have this really awesome 2-minute video. It highlights every industry available in the state of Alaska and their starting wage for each field. And we like to showcase this video because it was made during the pandemic, during a time that we couldn't quite do a lot of our reach and events and everything. So we wanted to put out something that was a little bit more visual, and we came up with this video. It's a really great resource if you wanted to share it to your students or your partners in the future. So I'm gonna just do a flag for that. And then, as mentioned, during the pandemic, we didn't do anything, but we do have events that we either put on ourselves or that we attend on a consistent basis. So I wanted to highlight this event that just happened. It was the Southeast Apprenticeship Expo that happened in Juneau. Over 200 students attended from some of the main high schools, the Thunder Mountain, Juneau, Douglas High School. The folks from homeschools came out. And then students from Haines, Ketchikan, and Skagway also came out. It was really great. Students had an opportunity to do hands-on activities. As you can see here, there's carpentry, there's a electrician bucket involved, and they did some welding and plus a ton of other things, and they got to go around and talk to people in the industries, the experts from the industries. So this was a very successful event. We sponsored it, but Alaska Works put it on, and so I think that next year we will be putting this on again. So we're super excited for that. An event that's coming up is the National Apprenticeship Week event. It's 2 days happening in Anchorage and Fairbanks. So it is once again being put on by Alaska Works in conjunction with Department of Labor. We will be there and we're helping to sponsor a portion of the event. But this is also a great opportunity for students to come out, do hands-on activities. It is an event that's happening in the wintertime, but still exciting, and we're super excited and looking forward to it. And if folks are interested, go to Alaska Works to register yourself or your students. It is both open to the public and for students, and there's free lunch. And so that leads us to our main event. So every year we have what we call the Alaska Construction Career Day event. It is just as the other two events. It's the same kind of type of event, but at a bigger scale. So ours is going to be at the Palmer State Fairground, and it happens every year, but for the last couple of years, unfortunately, we had to cancel due to COVID. But we're excited to put it on in 2024. So it's a one-day event. We ask that any student in the Matsu greater area wants to come out, please come out. High school students will have the opportunity to do hands-on activities, talk to all the industries, and again, free lunch. But we're super excited about it. Check back website for more information, and about February time we'll have everything available, including the signups. So that leads me to the next thing. Speaking of signing up for things, we do have a transporter newsletter that we send out to all of our partners. This newsletter is a mix of DBE program, OJT program, and the Title VI and ADA programs. We highlight anything that is we think is relevant for you to know. It is a quarterly newsletter, so it comes out 4 times a year. Yeah, I would encourage folks, if you're interested in keeping up to date with what we're doing, please sign up. And I'm gonna do a very quick shameless plug. I hope it's okay, but we are hiring. We have a research analyst 1, a research analyst 2, and we have the civil rights programs compliance specialist 1 that we're hiring for. So if you're interested in any of that or want to talk about that, please email me. I would really appreciate some more help. But here's my email, and I can put it in the chat in a moment. But otherwise, do folks have any questions for me?
Oh, we got one comment. Oh, I didn't realize you do a day for rural and homeschool. So that's one of the comments we got, and I've been sharing links, but I wasn't able to find a link to sign up for a newsletter. Could you share that with us, please?
It's not a link, it's just my email. Just email me and I
Oh,
will
okay.
put folks in the newsletter.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So for the rural and homeschool, it's all part of the same day, but we have a specific time of the day, whatever day we host it on. I do have the dates in my calendar, but I haven't had a chance to put them on our website yet. But we asked that homeschool and rural students come at in the afternoon of the or our ACCD event, but in general, any event that is happening that's open for students, homeschool kids, please come out. It's open to all of them. And we all know that, you know, the future of the trades, the future of construction is up to the young people. So they're the ones that should come out.
We do have one question in the chat box. Are you able to see the chat box, or would you like me to read it?
No, I can see it. When a contractor
Okay.
has a fed or state project in rural Alaska like Nome, the contractor is required to hire a certain number of trainees locally. Um, the answer to that, I do not, I want to say yes, but I do not know if that is a mandate. So I can't say definitively. I can find out the answer to that and I can definitely get that to Janice, but unfortunately I don't want to say something that isn't correct. But I do know that right before a construction project is even set out, there is what we call as a pre-construction meeting. We come out to the communities, we tell the community all the information about the project and how people can be part of it. So if there is a training aspect being on the job locally, then yes. However, I don't want to, like I said, say the wrong information. But Janice, if you would like for me to email you with that answer, I'm more than happy to. Okay, sounds good. Okay, well, anything else?
Yes, I do have a question. So you mentioned, could you please remind me the most popular trades?
Yeah, so they are carpenter, electrician, ironworker, operator, pile driver, laborer, and pipe fitter and painter. But the most popular ones I will say are the laborers, the iron workers, and the operators.
Okay. And so are they all unionized?
So, as mentioned before, the folks can be part of the apprenticeship program, which is through the unions, or they can be a trainee, which is directly from the contractor. So not every contractor is part of the union. They're not all working through the unions, but they have their own, they have their wages. They comply with the wages set by US Department of Labor, and they have benefits, but they're just not unionized. So it's
Right.
two routes.
But the trainees that are not unionized, they can also be registered apprentices, right? They don't have to go through the union to be a registered apprentice. Is
So
that correct?
I can see it both ways. Yeah. It depends on the contractor, whoever hired the apprentice trainee, the employees, whoever hired them, but they can be part of a union, but on that job specifically, they're working for a non-unionized contractor.
I see. Thank you. Do you have any numbers for us? I mean, we will hear from Director Suzanne McCarthy with Alaska Laborers Training School a little later today. But you said there was a shortage of skilled workers, right? So,
Yes, I don't have the numbers for that. Unfortunately, we do have what's called a 1392 report that we are submitting to FHWA here on October 9th. And this report, and to be transparent, I haven't had a chance to work on it since our former research analyst left, but this report will tell us every contractor that has had employees in the month of July of 2023 that have worked, everybody from the desks down to the people that are working on the ground. And this snapshot will give us an overview of every contractor that's worked over $10,000 on a project, and every age, race, and the gender of all the employees. And this will be submitted back to FHWA, and it will be available on our website here in a couple of weeks. But this will give us an overview of who's working, what is the makeup of the people that are working on the projects.
thank you. We have some comments in the chat box.
Yeah.
All right. So I just want to say, you mentioned We Build Alaska campaign, and unfortunately on Tuesday, for those who are not with us, this Tuesday, we had Ruby Oatman with AGC of Alaska, who oversees We Build Alaska campaign. She's a training and workforce development director, and she was supposed to talk to us about We Build Alaska, but unfortunately, she was not able to join. She had a major challenge to join, and so, but I did share the website, and it's on your website as well. So please review, and it's a great resource. It has been expanded and it's growing still. It's definitely a great resource.
Agreed. Yeah.
Okay, so one last question before we let you go, Z. Thanks so much. So with Alaska Career Day, Construction Day, I am on your website. Check back for more information on the 2024 Alaska Construction Career Day events. So that would be posted on your website, correct? The dates, how would folks go about do they get in touch with you? Do they sign up on your website for this, for their students? How is it coordinated?
Yeah,
What's
so
the
we do
process?
we do make the effort of reaching out to every school available in
Mm-hmm.
in our area. And so we hope to go from that point, and then of course we'll display all the information on our website. Every one of our partners will have the information as well. Hopefully they'll be highlighting it on their websites as well. But we plan to do, it will be a very expensive marketing campaign on social media and everything as well. And we'll have radio ads and all that jazz. But our website is honestly the best place, or our newsletters. I am consistently, when can exhibitors sign up for the event? Folks can sign up in February. I will but if you email me, just let me know that you're interested in the ACCD, and I will put you on the list, and I will be sharing all that info as we get closer. Yeah, please don't miss it. We would love to see anybody and everybody there. It's all free. Everything will be free. Is this open to the public? For now, it is just open to just students. But if folks really from the public want to come out, I don't see why not. Just let me know. I will, Luciana, I will put your email in my notes.
And so one of my next steps is I will be in touch with you, Z, and when you have more information to share later in the year or at the beginning of 2024, I will make sure to distribute that information to all ACAC training participants.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Krista, to answer your question, students from rural areas are definitely encouraged. As far as financial aspect of helping rural students come up, that I cannot answer to at the moment, but any student that is interested in coming, please attend. I will hopefully have a lot more information. This is not online, no. It's not online because there's a lot of hands-on activities through the event. So the financial aspect, we hope we can have an opportunity for rural students come out on our dime, but that's can't be guaranteed at the moment. Yes, I agree, Noel. If I could have all the money in the world, I would be sending every student. We would have this event in every region. That would be amazing.
I figured you would figure it out, so I didn't.
All right. If we have no other questions, thank you so much, Z. I appreciate
I
your
have a
time
quick
today.
question. I'm so
Okay,
sorry.
go ahead.
That Alaska Construction Career Day, can you put the image for that flyer in the chat so we can print it out?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yep, I can do that. And give me about 2 seconds and I will be able to
I
upload
appreciate
but
it.
yes,
Exactly.
definitely.
We actually have more questions in the chat.
Oh. Is there more funding for rural students to attend? So as mentioned, unfortunately at this time, I can't say that there is funding for rural students to attend. But it doesn't mean that it can't happen. We're about to be in the new fiscal year and as we start planning, the hope is that we'll have an opportunity to expand our student pool. Or is it possible that DOT can come up with some grant opportunities? Yeah, I'm gonna do everything that I can. I promise. I will do everything that I can.
But do you also partner with organizations in the region to see if they may be able to fund or provide a portion of funding for students to travel?
This will be my first time putting this event on with all of our partners, so I would have to see historically what has happened. But I can imagine that some of our bigger contractors, the big ones could help us financially. Is it open to college vocational students as well as high school? Yeah, I don't see why not. I think I would just need to know a heads up of the university does partner with us. Whether or not they have their students come out, I historically do not know the answer to that. But I don't see why not. If folks really want to attend, just let me know. And I'll do a mental head count.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Z, for your time today. If you get a chance, share the image, the graphic for Alaska Construction Career Day. If not, and you have other obligations right now, we can touch base later today, and I will share with the attendees a little later.
I will get it up here in just a second, but in the meantime, I will stop sharing my screen. Thank you so much, everybody. Please reach out. I am always available. Maybe not in the next couple of days, but I am always available. So please reach out.
Thank you.